it sounds weird, but like when I do go on bushwalks, and sometimes where I do get to the location and do the video, and then I think to myself, it's like, crap, now I gotta walk back. It's like there's that point in my brain where it's like I kind of think like teleportation, that would be quite handy. Like when I do think about teleportation, like, welcome to my brain. When I do think about teleportation, it's like when you think of like how we get about from here to there, or to go somewhere, like we get in our car and then we drive somewhere, or we're going to automation, we get in the car and a freaking car drives ourselves there. And it's like, if you imagined, like, and this is where my brain goes sometimes, but where you imagine a society where like roads didn't exist and teleportation was the main, like, how to get somewhere sort of thing. Like you push the button, it's like zap, you're somewhere else sort of thing. And it kind of reminds me of when I, like, back in the 90s, like I used to, like, there was a chat program called Active Worlds, and I used to be big time on that sort of thing. Well, not big time, like I spent a lot of time on that. And sometimes that's how you actually got to places, like you could teleport to places. And if you imagined like how you define our city environment, our urban environment, how we get places, it would be kind of like where roads didn't exist, because there would be no real need for like motorized transport, maybe footpaths or something where it's like, I mean, you wouldn't just want to freaking like teleport from here to the bathroom sort of thing. There would be some movement involved, but where it's like, okay, I want to go somewhere, I teleport there and then I'm there, or I teleport into the forest and then there. And it's kind of like, you could almost imagine like say if there was a music festival sort of thing, it's like you'll teleport into an area, or say if there was like a breathwork event sort of thing, and then like you go, well, it's this location deep in the jungle or wherever sort of thing, you teleport into, and you go in there and there's lights all in the trees and it's all like real set up or swish sort of thing, and then you teleport back home. And like I do think about that in a society sense, but then you got to think, like, I don't know how teleportation works or how they're like trying to figure it out, and there's always some sort of thing. It's kind of like with Star Trek sort of thing. It's like I remember seeing where they're punching on these plastic screens sort of thing, which was just props, but now our modern day iPad sort of thing, what we imagine we create sort of thing. So how they're actually trying to dream up how to teleport places, but whether in the teleportation process you are still you at where you end up, or if it's like in that project, like I kind of want to say it's kind of like the born again Christian sense, in the sense of like where you end up, is it like a new you, or is it what is you but traveled by the speed of light somewhere, or however, because you still got to get from somewhere to somewhere in that transportation process. How does that happen? It's like, I want answers, tell me. No. That's why I started this video. But no, it's like where you actually end up somewhere. So are you at the end of where you teleport to, or are you somewhat changed in that process of transportation, like in the sense of like where you travel somewhere overseas, you get a bit of jet lag or tiredness or something. There's some sort of expenditure of energy, even though you're stationary in something that is moving sort of thing. So how that works on a proton neutron type level, where your particles are zapped somewhere else. Are you actually you at the end of the day of where you teleport, or is there a slight modification of you over time? where was I going with this video and why did I start it? Oh yeah, that's right. So basically, due to laziness, I might end up somewhere or someone completely different if I teleported back to the car in the car park, sort of thing, where like sometimes the journey, the process of getting somewhere is the learning experience, is the actual developing craft. I actually came up with something, is the actual development process of like getting from A to Z, sort of thing. It's like I kind of talked about this in the judgment journey, sort of thing. It's like the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step, and in that step is the journey, sort of thing, is the process of getting somewhere. And on a healing journey, it is like the learning. So I could teleport from having a trauma to the end part, but it's whether I'm actually able to impart any knowledge of my experience of healing in that healing journey. Because in the journey you have experiences along the way, and some of these things lead to trainings, teachings. Like I got trained in EFT tapping as a way to help myself, because it helped myself in the breath work, it helped me. So now I'm able to impart this knowledge, and in a way I'm a changed person from who I was before I started this journey. I'm kind of astounded that I actually pulled something out of this this random video. But yeah, so who I was at the start of this journey is now a changed person at the end. And you could say that who I was then was encapsulated in a lot of negative experiences, but it took those negative experiences to actually become, I don't want to say a purely positive person, because I don't want to be a purely positive person. I want my other range of emotions to still be there, but more than what I was before. But there has been a change. There is a transition process, and I think if you jump to the end of something, it's kind of like in Kung Fu. Like I could walk into or a karate school, for example, walk in and just start putting the black belt on myself, while there's been people there that have trained countless years and gone through testings to actually don that black belt or don a Shaolin Kung Fu uniform, when like I actually haven't earned that experience. I haven't actually earned the rank of a Sifu or anything like that. So the journey, the transition to learning, developing oneself is that. And I guess in a way, life will be the teacher if you try to be something that you're not your authentic self. So you can jump to the head of the line, or jump to the end story with a basic concept, a basic understanding of oneself, but there has been no transition, there's been no journey, there's been no experiencing and testing of what you know. So there is a danger in that sort of thing. And I think sometimes people can also present that in the sense of like, I'm this, stressful releasing person sort of thing, when internally there's probably still a lot of stress that's going on, that this is just a way to earn money in a way. In actually going on a journey, experiencing the gamut of negative emotions to get to that positive, and in that experiencing of the negative is that learning experience of how not to go into something that creates that negativity, how to learn from those experiences. And in that learning becomes a type of wisdom, a body wisdom, an intuitive wisdom, whatever you want to call it, sort of thing, and how you impart that. But if I teleported from here to the car, I miss everything along that journey of experiencing, and even the sights, sounds and wonders that I think might not be affecting me, but are affecting me in an implicit sense, with that implicit memory, is actually the things that will help me develop as a person. The physical activity of walking, the pendulating of my legs, will actually help process emotions in my body. So that's why running, jogging, those sorts of things is actually a form of trauma treatment, because you're moving the body, you're not stagnating in those emotions, you're releasing those emotions. but I don't get that if I just go from A to Z by pushing a teleportation button. So now that I've psyched myself up to go on that walk back to the car, it's probably just been a big pep talk for me to actually go and get my ass moving. But yeah, an intellectual pep talk. But yeah, so I think I don't know what I started with the SWIV or the intent of it. I somehow got an intent out of it. But thank you for coming along on this journey, and maybe somewhere along the way you got imparted some wisdom, humor, or we're just looking at this video going, why did he? What? No. So I'm off. I'm going to teleport out of here. And apparently all I do is press this red button and it gets me out of here. All right, 3, 2, 1, teleportation activated. Bye for now.